let's start back with the global strategy of what we have to do, and also just to thank Debbie and Ash for the great work they're doing in their individual endeavors. Everybody is needed. So we have 10 years to really reverse the trends that we're on, but there's things that we can do immediately. So this is going to be the uplifting part of my talk. There's things that we can do immediately that would head off the worst of the extinction crisis. So there's lots of things that we can do, preserving ecosystem function, sequestering carbon, all that's critical. That can happen on timelines, and it should happen on timelines simultaneously with other things that we do. But we're about to submit a new paper called Conservation Imperatives of what do we need to do to head off the extinction crisis, not 10 years from now, not possibly by 2050, as some people at the COP were talking about of achieving 50%, but in the next 3 years. We're calling these conservation imperatives. And the great result is that we only have to protect, while we're doing all these other things, so I'm not trying to minimize sequestering more carbon, all the other, preserving ecosystem function, but for addressing the rarest of the rare species, all that we need to do is add another 1.12% of the terrestrial area to protect that's not currently protected, fund it well, protect it, and we could head off the worst of the extinction crisis. Everything that's in the IUCN Red List, everything that's in the Alliance for Zero Extinction Sites, key biodiversity areas that are unprotected plants. And we calculated the mean cost per hectare of protecting those unprotected lands. And the total is about, let's say the upper end is about $210 billion over 3 years. So for roughly $70 billion per year for the next 3 years, we could head off the worst of the extinction crisis. And we hope to publish this so that these spatially explicit areas can be identified, and groups like what Ash is working with can really, I mean, everything in Australia should be conserved. It's got so many rare species in it, and that would figure well. But there are lots of places where these rare species concentrate, and that's what we should be focusing on the next 1, 2, 3 years, in my opinion, while we do everything else. And that's doable.